Hello. After a great fellowship networking event hosted by YMDC last weekend at AAO, I thought I'd make this video about if you need a fellowship to be a refractive surgeon. I'm also about 3.5 months into my fellowship at Parkhurst NuVision, so this is a good time to reflect on my experience so far. To start, let's say you don't do a fellowship. Technically, an industry rep can watch you do 10 LASIK cases, 6 ICLs, and a handful of SMILE, and you can go be on your own. What you'd be missing though is a shocking amount of nuance. For example, here's a case where the manufacturer nomogram recommended a 12.6 millimeter ICL, but using advanced imaging that we have here, like ArcScan, SonoMed, and other UBM, with a combination of in-house and online nomograms, I chose a 13.2 millimeter ICL and the outcome vault was perfect. Here you can see the postoperative vault on OCT. I was only able to make a decision like that through the nuance that comes with volume and repetition. You essentially live several career years in the span of a few months in a fellowship like this. So far, in only 3.5 months since I started on July 1st, I've done over 580 cataracts, 80% of those being premium cases using the LENSAR Ally femtosecond laser system, with a combination of PanOptics, LALs, and all the latest lens technology. I've done over 260 LASIK cases, over 50 ICLs, over 50 RLEs, and several SMILE cases. This is in addition to dozens of MIGS cases, pterygia, and other laser cases like LPIs and SLTs. We pretty much do everything here. I've also been implanting surgeon and/or sub-I on 5 different FDA-monitored clinical trials so far. And again, that's just my numbers since July. So what fellowships are there? I think it's important to distinguish between refractive cataract fellowships, where you'll do a high volume of premium cataract surgery but less vision correction, and fellowships that expose you to the entire spectrum of vision correction. These include high volume premium cataracts and every modern treatment for vision correction like Contoura custom LASIK, SMILE, and ICLs. For me, the most important thing when looking for a fellowship was exposure to everything I just mentioned, especially SMILE and ICLs. There are several programs out there and a lot of it comes down to fit, but let me tell you what I found particularly incredible about Parkhurst NuVision. Parkhurst NuVision is a 1-year fellowship accredited by the World College of Refractive Surgery with an incredible volume of every modern vision correction procedure. Most fellows have chosen to stay an extra year or two, but it's certainly not mandatory. The previous fellows have all exceeded 1,300 cataracts and over 1,000 refractive procedures, which, as you can see from my numbers since July, I'm well on track for. We operate in some capacity every single day, so it's very busy surgically. We also use 2 OR rooms, and the most cataracts I've done in a single day is 31. That sounds like a lot, but we always start at 8 a.m. and finish every day around 5 or 5:30. It's just a very highly efficient system. That being said, you spend about half the time in clinic taking a deep dive into the psychology of refractive consultations, another area that's extremely nuanced. A few major things that stood out to me about PNV are: 1, the volume is incredible, especially the ICL volume is second to none. Dr. Parkhurst actually implanted the first commercial EVO ICL in the entire United States and has been working with ICLs in some capacity for almost 20 years. So learning sizing techniques and surgery techniques from someone with that kind of experience is completely unique. In addition to incredible volume, I also like the unique autonomy. Some days I'll operate alone all day and have the freedom to make decisions on my own. But since the ASC is actually connected to the clinic, Dr. Parkhurst is only a text away if I need him. It's a perfect balance between supervision and autonomy for me. Our use of the Ingenuity system also makes it possible for Dr. Parkhurst to teach without even scrubbing in. He can simply be sitting behind you and coaching. 3, not only will you learn surgical technique, but Dr. Parkhurst started this practice in 2011 and has grown it to this impressive scale. You will also learn business and management skills and how to run an efficient and successful practice. This was really important to me when I was choosing a fellowship. 4, I think it's really important to always look at what the previous fellows from a program are doing. So Brett Mueller started his own practice. Lauren Lipfrein has won multiple unique awards and is still practicing here. The PNV fellows have an entrepreneurial spirit that they learned from Dr. Parkhurst, and that was also something I was really emphasizing. Most people think research only happens in the ivory towers, and I already mentioned all the FDA monitored clinical trials I'm already participating in. But Dr. Parkhurst has been involved with over 50 clinical trials since founding PNV. In addition to all that, we've published in JCRS recently and have several publications that are waiting review. These 5 things mean a lot to me and are why PNV particularly stood out. Of course, learning styles vary, so different things may be important to you. But for these reasons, myself and many others feel that this is the best program in the country, if not the world. There are a handful of other great refractive programs and also a handful of great cataract surgery programs. Few, though, can provide the comprehensive experience and exposure to both refractive vision correction and refractive cataract surgery at the volume and scale that PNV does. So, should you do a refractive surgery fellowship? It's a highly individual choice ultimately, and the only thing I can say with absolute confidence is that if you do choose to complete a fellowship like here at PNV, you'll certainly be in a separate league of modern refractive surgeons.